or welcome back to my channel. My name is Leslie. If you don't know me, I did a little poll on Instagram to see what collection you guys wanted to see first, and most of you voted for eyeshadow. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my eyeshadows collection, my palettes, my eyeshadows, and go through all that. It might be a two-parter one just because I have a lot to show you guys. Let's go ahead and get started. So first off, I wanted to show you guys the palettes on top of this thing right here. If you guys saw my vanity tour, these were the ones that were on this wood thing. These are just ones I keep handy all the time that work for me on a daily basis. I do reach out for my other ones too, but these are the ones that I use the most on a regular basis. I do also have to apologize if you guys can hear the fan. It is really hot in here, so that's why that is on. Especially with the ring light and stuff, it gets super hot. And then I have another light here behind me because I want you guys to be able to see the shades and everything. So let's go ahead and get started with this collection. My first two that I have are these two Jeffree Star palettes. This is the Blood Sugar palette and this is the Blue Blood. So let's go ahead and dig into the Blood Sugar. This is what it looks like. It says Blood Sugar on it. Really cool and white and has this really cool packaging. I kept it because I thought it looked cool, and then once you dig it out, this is what it looks like, and it's in this little like hard container. That's where the shadows are. And then when you open it, you have your mirror right here, and sorry that my mirror is a little bit dirty. And then these are the shades in the palette, and this is what that one looks like. I really do like using all of these in the fall. I like to use this palette because it has those deeper tones that still girly enough but still has some deep tones in here that I like to use. And then your transition shades. It also has a white, which is really cool because sometimes some palettes don't have whites in them, and this is like a stark white, like really white. It's really cool. But anyways, I like to use that for the inner corner and stuff like that. Sometimes I'll use this one as a highlighter, like if I want more of a pinky highlighter. It's really pretty. But yeah, that is my first palette. I really do like Jeffree Star's cosmetics. I feel like they are really blendable and easy to use. They're really pigmented, and yeah. So this is the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. The next one I have is the Blue Blood one. This is the one that came out right before the one that just came out right now, which is the Jawbreaker, I think. I do want to get that one too, but for now, this is the newest one I have from him. This is the Blue Blood palette, and this one's so cool. It's like a coffin looking type of thing. Can you guys see that? The packaging is so pretty on these palettes. It's freaking crazy. So nice, and it has this little thing here, just like the Blood Sugar palette did. And then it's the same component as the other one. You guys can see you have your mirror up here, and then you have your shadows here. I also like using this palette a lot. Definitely can create a lot of looks with this. I do like a lot of color. If you guys have been on my channel, you guys know I like to incorporate a lot of color into my looks. Sometimes I like to go neutral. Lately I feel like I've been doing a lot of neutral colors, so I need to bring back some of these kind of shades and more colorful looks, but definitely is one that I reach for. I do like using the shimmer shades in this. Sometimes I'll even use them as highlighters and stuff like that, like I said with the other one, or even just for a pop of color under your waterline or something like that. I like to use those. These are really pretty. They're really pigmented. Jeffree Star has really good products, so this one is also another one of my favorite palettes. That is the Blue Blood palette. And guys, no way or form am I trying to brag. I'm just showing you what I've got. Some people think that I'm trying to be braggy, but that's not the case at all. I'm just giving you a makeup collection. This is what I have accumulated throughout the years. It's not like I went one day and went shopping and bought all of this at the same time. So this is the Dare to Create palette. This one came out about a couple of years ago. I want to say it was in the winter time, like Christmas time, and I think James Charles was like one of the campaign people for this palette. This is really pretty, and this is the first one that they made in this form, like the way that it's laid out and everything. You guys will see here in a little bit when I'm talking about the way that it's laid out. So these ones here are all different transition shades for different skin tones, but still use them to either make my looks darker using some of the darker browns or stuff like that for like the outer corner or anything like that. I use all of these here. This one's actually one of my favorite palettes as well. I like using this one in the fall a lot because I feel like I have a lot of shades to work with. It definitely has a little bit of everything. It has your brown tones here, your pinky, burgundy, red, like orangey tones over here, some greens over here, and then your blues over here, and of course your transition shades over here. It is one of my favorite ones. Like I said, I like to use them in the fall, and I do like to keep these on my vanity because I feel like these are the ones that I reach for more often than any of my other palettes, so that's why I have them up here. That is the Dare to Create palette, the 39A. I believe that they still sell this. It was a limited edition when it first came out, then they brought it back because there were so many people asking for it to come back, so they brought it back. It should be on the website now. I think they still have it, so if you guys want to grab it, then go, because Morphe is a really good affordable brand. I know a lot of people don't like to hear a lot about them because I feel like every beauty person talks about Morphe, but honestly they're so affordable. They're really good pigments and everything in these palettes. And so the next one is the Morphe and James Charles palette. This one is really pretty. It has a lot of color, but you can also create a lot of neutral looks with this palette. This is what it looks like. I know it's kind of crazy, but if you think about it, the bottom part here is the ones that are like the most not wearable, I guess you can say. A lot of people, you know, that are scared of color or whatever, but if you look at the top, it has a lot of good shades that you can work with to make a neutral look. And then I like that these are bigger as well. It has a really nice white one in here, and then a black. You can always use a black shadow to do anything with your shadows. If you want to make them darker, if you want to make them lighter, you can always use the white. And then your transition shades, it has a nice highlight shade that you can use in your inner corner or even as a highlight for your face. These ones here are really pretty as well. The red and the oranges in here are really pretty, and then these colors over here are really nice too for like a bronzy type of look. Here's your pink, purples, your blues, and then your greens and yellows. They're really pretty. I also do reach for this one when I want to go for anything colorful. This one and then the other one, this one took its place, the 35B palette. That was the one that Morphe had before they even had this one, and I'll show you guys that one in a little bit. But this one is a really good palette. No matter what you guys think, if you guys are James Charles follower or not, this is a really good palette to have. And then next is the Jaclyn Hill palette. Now this is really dirty. It's been used and abused. It's one of my favorite palettes actually. I really do reach for this one a lot more than any of my other palettes, just because it has everything that I need for a day-to-day basis. You guys can see it's really dirty and it's been really loved. This is more for you girls that like to go for more neutral shades, but then you still have your pops of color. You'll still have that option in there. Still has a black in here where you can deepen up your outer corner, and then here's some highlight shades. These two right here. I've used this one as a highlight before. I've used this one. It's a really cool tone, really pretty if you want to, you know, create a cool tone look with this one. I like to use this one a lot. So that is the Jaclyn Hill palette. This is the last one that I keep up on my vanity here. This is the 35B palette, the one that I was talking about that came out before the James Charles one came out. That was colorful. They discontinued this one, but this one is really pretty as well. I think if you go on Amazon or something like that, you can still find it. I don't think Morphe carries it anymore because they have that other James Charles one come out, but I like to use this one when I do my creative looks. I feel like it has every color that you need for a creative look. It has all of your colors in here. It has a white and a black, which is always good for a palette. It has some highlight shades. I feel like this one can be a good highlight shade right there. I like to use the yellow one because it's so pretty and bright. And then it has your lime shades, your greens. It has a lot of different colors that you can use. So definitely a good palette for girls that want to create a lot of colorful looks. The pigment on these are great. So let me see if I can swatch some shades here for you. I'll swatch the red one in here, the pink one, orange, and you guys will see they are really pigmented and pretty. If you guys want to create colorful looks, this one's definitely a good palette. If you've seen my past videos where I've done those creative looks, then you've seen that I've used this palette before for that, and I like to use it for that or around Halloween time as well, just because it has every shade that you could want. Also, I do reach for them on a daily basis. I just like to have my pops of color just so that I can throw them on my lower lash line, so I keep this one handy. You can create a lot of looks with this. So that is that one. That one's the 35B palette. I don't know if you guys can see it there. Right here, 35B. Okay, So that is that one. So here are some more palettes. First drawer here are my bigger ones. Let's go ahead and start with the bottom one. Now this is just like a C palette from ColourPop. And then I have loose ones in here. So I don't really have a lot of shadows in here. These are mostly from ColourPop, I believe. Let me see. I think these two here, these first two, the red and the blue, might be NYX. It doesn't say. But yes, I think these two are the NYX ones that I bought a while ago. This one is from ColourPop. This is a pressed powder. This is called Tea Garden. It's really pretty. I use it sometimes, but yes, it's really pretty. It has like that brown, like gold and green. It's really pretty depending on which way you're looking at it. Then I have this teal one here, also that has like a little reflection to it, like a gold reflection to it with blues and teal. It's really pretty as well. Then I just have this mustardy shade right here, a red, a purple. Then this one also has like a little shift to it, and I believe these are all ColourPop. Let me double check. Yeah, these are all ColourPop except for this one. I'm not sure exactly what this one is. It's really pretty too. And then that one that I was telling you about is this one right here. Really pretty. It's a soft color, but it still has that nice reflection to it. And then this one, it's actually really pretty. This is actually one of their older ones. It's called Snake Eyes, but it's so pretty. You can see how reflective that is. So pretty. And then this one I think I got from an Ipsy. It's kind of similar to this one, only this one pulls more green than anything else. You guys see that? It's a little more green than the other one, than this one. This one pulls more golden brown type of color, and this one pulls more green than anything else, but still has that brown like red undertone to it. It's still really pretty. That's that one. Now let's move on to the next one. This is one of my newer palettes that I bought. Well, not that new, I guess a few months ago. This is the BH Cosmetics and Daisy Marquez collab. You guys know Daisy Marquez is also a beauty influencer here on YouTube. So this is what the palette looks like. It's really cute. I like that it has like a Tiffany and Company looking feel to it, and it has a mirror, of course. And then these are the shades. These are really pretty. I do like using this. I really like this one here and this one. I actually like all of them, but these two are the ones that I use the most from this palette. And then I've used these here before. I haven't used this one, this one, this one, and this one, but every other color I've used. It's really pretty. And yeah, I kind of want to do a 3 looks 1 palette kind of thing with this one. I don't know if you guys want to see or are interested in seeing that. Let me know. But I do like this palette. It's really pretty, really inexpensive. I'm not sure if they still have it for sale since it was a collab with Daisy Marquez, but this is really pretty. Now the next one I have is this one. This is the ColourPop Villains from the collection. If you guys remember, I did a full collection video for you guys to see the shades. I think I did a 3 looks 1 palette with this. I don't remember. I think it was this one that I used. I'm pretty sure it's this one. If I remember which one it is, I'll link it up here somewhere so you guys can see the looks that I came up with. I'm pretty sure it was this palette. Anyways, this is what the inside looks like. It's really pretty, really reflective. I like the detailing on this. If you guys can see, it has all the cool graphics on it, and then even in the front of it, it has all the villains on there, like Maleficent, Cruella, Ursula. But yeah, it's really pretty, really cool. And the shades, of course, I love the shades in here. I really like this green one a lot. It's one of my favorite ones. And then this one over here, probably on camera you can't see it that well, but when you swatch it, it has purple and gold and brown, and it's just such a pretty shade. I hope the camera is catching it, but it has so many cool different glitters in there. It's so pretty. It's one of my favorite ones. But yeah, I do like to use this one here and there for different looks. I try not to create the same look every time. Try to go out of the box and use different tones together, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. You know, that's just how it is with makeup, and it's not like it's a big deal. It's just makeup. You can wipe it off and put it back on and create a whole different look. So yeah, that is that one. This is the next palette here. This is a MAC palette. This is from a collection I think that they had. This is called the MAC Art Library. It's designer palette. It's really cool, pretty. It has a lot of shades in it. This palette I believe CJ bought for me around my birthday or anniversary. This is what the outside looks like. It's really cool looking, like strokes of colors going through. It looks cool. It has this really nice big mirror on it that I like a lot, and obviously you can see my fingerprints all over it because I use it all the time. And then this is what the shades are in here. Now it doesn't have a lot of shades, but you can definitely create a lot of looks with this. I like using all of the colors in here. They're really pretty. This green right here is really cool. So just put it all over your lid, and then some thick black liner. Just make sure that you put like a white base so you can really see it, but it is so cool. I don't even know if the camera's gonna see it because I'm dark, but yeah, that color is really pretty. I actually like all of the colors in here. And then you have these ones that have like a different reflective to it, kind of like a duochrome type of shades. You guys can see that there. This one is like a teal. This one's more like purpley, but it has some teal in it. The reflection of it, it's really pretty. This blue is really cool. I like this one as well. It's really frosty. I like all the shades in here. Like I said, you can definitely create a lot of looks with this palette, even though it looks like there's not a lot of colors in there. And you can also use them in transition to one another. Like the mattes definitely work good together. They don't get patchy or anything like that. They're really pretty. I do like this palette a lot. So this other palette I got from BoxyCharm. I believe it was BoxyCharm. This is the Pure Cosmetics Festival palette. I really like this palette. I kind of want to put it up here in my vanity because I do use it a lot as well. Doesn't look like it right now, but I do use it a lot. I like to use this shade a lot. This is my favorite shade in the palette. Let me see if I can swatch it for you guys here. You guys can see really pretty, like everyday color. It's not like too crazy to wear. Really pretty. I really like that one. And then the shimmers in here, the glitter ones, are really cool. Let's go ahead and swatch those for you guys. It's gonna see that it's insane. These ones are so cool. You guys see that? They're so pretty, so reflective. I don't use glitter every day on my looks because I have to work and I can't really use these for work, but like on the weekend and I'm really feeling up for glitter, these two are really some of my favorite ones to use just because they're already in a palette and they're easy to use like that, and you can just pat it on with your finger and they're so soft. They're not like super gritty or anything like that. They feel really nice. I mean, there's some grit to it, but it's not like crazy glitter grit. Okay, so that is the Pure Cosmetics one. This one's really wearable. I feel like you can do a lot of wearable looks with this. I like that it has these two shades. If you want a pop of color, you can definitely make it work with any of these colors. Like this purple one can work really good with this orange one, or this pink one can work really good with like a brown one, or something like this would work really pretty. I mean, there's so many different combinations that you can come up with this palette. Then next are these two. This is the I Love You So Mochi collection that NYX had a while back. I think it was last year actually that they had it, or was it the year before? I don't know. But these ones are really good. You guys can tell they've been loved on because the colors are all over the place. This is called the Sleek and Chic palette. This one is one of my favorites in this palette. You guys can tell I like coral colors because I feel like I reach for those the most, but I do like to use all of them. All these colors are really pretty, really reflective. There isn't really mattes in these, so these are more for like just your shimmer shades. There is this one in here that is matte, but I use it for like my brow bone and stuff like that. That's what I like to use this one for. But then the other shades are really shimmery, so you can either use it all over the lid or as a topper to when you want to put eyeshadow on, and then you put one of these on top of it to make it a little bit more shimmery or something like that. These are really good for that. Then here is the other one from the I Love You So Mochi collection. This is the Electric Pastels, and this one's really pretty for springtime or whenever. I mean, I use them whenever, but it was more towards for springtime. But I do like this one right here. Obviously, again, another coral. I do like using the yellow and this blue here. I like this one's in the inner corner when I do a blue color to use as an inner corner because it has that little blue hue to it. It looks so pretty. I also used it as a highlighter before. I know not your everyday highlighter, obviously, because who puts blue highlighter on every day? Only I do. But no, when you want to create a little more of a creative look or something like that, you can definitely use this one as a highlight. I actually have used a lot of them as highlights. Like whenever I'm creating something different, use this yellow one as a highlight. You guys can see it kind of pulls a little bit gold, but it's still really pretty. But yeah, whenever I do anything creative like that, I like to use different shades to make a highlight. I forgot to mention ColourPop, Jeffree Star, Morphe, BH, MAC now, They all have this thing called Afterpay where you can buy stuff and then pay it off in payments. Like say you wanted to buy 2-3 pallets, it adds up to $35 I think for most of the websites. If it adds up to $35, you can break it down to 4 payments, so that way if you can't spend the whole $35, it'll cut up the payments into 4, which is really awesome. That's how I've gotten some of my stuff. Like that ColourPop collection that I had, that thing was for like $200 or something, but when I broke it up into 4 payments, it was a lot less than that. I think it was a little bit less than 200. It wasn't exactly 200. I think I got other stuff along with it that made it add up to that. But anyways, the next ones are these. These are my Juvia's Place palettes. I love the Juvia's Place palettes. They are so pigmented. They are crazy pigmented. If you guys have not tried Juvia's Place, you guys need to get on it and try these because they are so nice. Juvia's Place also has that, and their palettes are actually really affordable. So if you just want to buy one by one, they're usually like $25 to $30 or something like that. Most of the time they have sales, so you can definitely do that. Same thing with BH. I feel like BH has a lot of sales, and so does ColourPop actually. But anyways, that's just a little option for you guys. I didn't mention that before, but you can definitely get palettes and stuff or makeup in payments. So if you guys feel like you can't buy it but you can spend a little bit per pay period or whatever, I think it's every 2 weeks that they charge you, so you can pay it off that way. It's pretty cool, I think. Let's go ahead and keep going with the palettes here. This is the Zulu by Juvia's Place, and that's what that one looks like. This is one of my newer ones. I like this green one a lot that I've used before. I've used some of the orange before, and this pink one I've used before. I haven't used the whole palette yet, but I do like the Juvia's Place. These are so crazy pigmented, guys. Like, you barely need anything. Look at those colors, so vibrant. You guys see that? They're freaking insane. Juvia's Place has such great quality products. So that's what that one looks like. Like I said, I haven't used this one a lot, but I do like it. Just need to play around with the colors a little bit more to see what looks I can come up with, but I do like to use that one. This one, the only thing I feel like it doesn't really have a transition shade for a lot of the colors, so you kind of have to work with it a little bit. You probably need to use it with conjunction of another palette or other eyeshadows, but by itself it's kind of hard to come up with something. Then this one, this is the first palette that I ever got from Juvia's Place. This is the Masquerade. This is the mini one. They do have a bigger one, but yeah, this one has been loved, so get prepared here. If you guys can see, I've used a lot of the colors. Already hit pan on this one and this one and this one here and almost this one, but I really like the shades in here. They're really pretty. Like I said, they're really pigmented. This one is kind of cool because you have your neutral tones down here, but then you have your colors up here. Definitely can create a lot of different looks with this. It has some transition shades for you guys if that's something that you want. If you want to use it with another palette, that works too. Whatever works for you. Use this one as highlights before, this one and this one on my face for like a highlight, or inner corner highlight, that works too. This one obviously is my transition shade here, but I also use this one sometimes as a transition. I'll use this one sometimes as a transition, but this one's just a little bit darker. I've used all of the shades in here actually. I really do like them. This one here is really pretty. It's one of my favorite in the palette, and it's this one too. Let me swatch them for you. You guys see that pigment? It's freaking crazy, and it's so bright, so pretty. They are way pretty. So that is Masquerade by Juvia's Place. Now this is another one from them as well. I really like the artwork on these too, like the way that this looks, like with the girl there. It's so pretty and cool looking. I really like that. So this is what this one looks like, and then this is the inside here. I do use this one from time to time. I really like this one here whenever I do purple looks. I don't do purple looks that often, therefore a little bit. If you guys go way back when I started my channel, this is one of the ones that I would use a lot for my purple looks because I really like the shimmer in this. This is kind of like a blue. I think I used it for a look where this one was one of the main colors that I used, but this one is so pretty. It's one of my favorites. Obviously that's the one that hit pan already. Let me show you guys. It's so pretty. It has like that blue reflection to it, like blue and purple. It's one of my favorite ones to use from this palette. I do also like the other ones, of course. I recently did a orange look that I liked a lot, and I used the orange in here, like this burnt orange right here. I used this one, and this one, and it came out really pretty. I really like those ones. I've used the pink in here too. It's really pretty. I haven't really played with this one that much. It's just like a red color right here. I've used the silvery one and this one. I've used this purple one a lot too. This is like a deep purple, and this one's kind of like teal blue kind of shade. It's really different. Let me see if I can swatch it for you guys here. You guys see that undertone, like a blue teal kind of shade? It's really cool looking. It's not what you expect when you see the shade there, so definitely different than what it looks like there. It's really deep, but it's really pretty, like teal shade. I really like this one too. This one's really pretty. It's one of the ones that I like to use from the palette as well, and it's like a green, like with a golden undertone to it. Really pretty and reflective. So that's what that one looks like. I like to use the gold one as well in this. But yeah, those are the shades in this palette. Really pretty. I like using this palette from time to time. But yeah, that is the Juvia's Place Magic palette. Here is another Morphe palette. I haven't played with this one a lot. I mean, a little bit. I played with some of the greens and some of the oranges in here. Other than that, I don't think I've used any of these. I've used them, but I haven't really that much, I guess. But this is what this palette looks like. This is the Boss Mood Artistry palette. This one is really pretty. It has a lot of good mattes in here. If you guys see, here's some matte. All of these are matte. These two, I mean, these all here, all of these are matte, and it has a black and then of course a highlight shade right here. But yeah, that's what those look like. For today's look, I'm actually using this one. I've used these four right here. These are really pretty. I really liked how the look came out with those. Sometimes the palettes that come like this either make them so that you use them this way in quads, like you can make a look with these four, you can make a look with these four, you can make a look with these four, and that's usually what people that create these palettes do, so that you can create a look with the quads that are next to each other. You know what I mean? I mean, you can always jump and use different colors. I'm just saying this is a way that you guys can use your palettes if you guys didn't know that, but usually they're in quads, so you can definitely come up with a look with these here if you wanted to. It's obviously mostly all shimmers, especially if you were going to use this quad right here. Probably would need one of these mattes. So I mean, it doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. Like these four right here, that's what I did today. I have this as a transition shade. This is at my outer corner. This one's in the center of my lid, and this one's in the inner corner of my lid. But yeah, I really do like this palette. I feel like this one is really fall looking palette, so I'll definitely be playing around with it a little bit more right now that fall is coming. It has a lot of neutral shades that you can definitely use for you girls that are more of a neutral kind of gal, and it has a lot of mattes. If you guys like mattes, this palette definitely has a lot of them, and also has some crazy looking shades, but once you put them in the eye, they actually look really pretty. I want to create a look with the greens in here so that you guys can see. They look kind of scary and yucky looking, like poopy looking colors, like these ones right here, but once you put them in the eye, they look really pretty. So just something to keep an eye out. I'll be probably making some fall looks here shortly, but yeah, this is one of the palettes that I have from Morphe. This one I don't use. I'll use it sometimes for like my Halloween looks and stuff like that. This is from BH Cosmetics. I keep this because this is the first palette that I ever had. CJ bought me this, and this is actually when I started doing makeup. This is what I started with. These are not the greatest to use. Now that you know that I've discovered other stuff, it's still good, but it's not as great. Now this one, like I said, I like to use it for my Halloween looks because it has the color that I need and I can always build it up. It's more of a sentimental kind of palette for me, just because this is what I started out with. Before I had any of this makeup that I'm showing you guys, this is what I had. Like I said, CJ bought it for me when I decided to start doing YouTube videos. I started practicing with this one, so I keep it because it means a lot to me. So this is what the palette looks like. This is the mirror right here, a little tiny mirror, and then this is what the eyeshadows are. Now, like I said, this one is a good one for like Halloween stuff like that because it has every kind of green that you need, every kind of brown that you need, any of the colors that you need. This has it. Now, it's not just this one. There's another one here at the bottom that has even more shades. They're definitely different shades. I know it might look like they're the same, but they're definitely different. You guys can see that. And then you can pull these both out. Now, say you are creating a look for your kids or something during Halloween. It's so cool because you can just take it out and then work on it. Even for yourself. I don't know. I like this palette. I always have this one. I'm not gonna get rid of it ever just because it's what I first started out with. Definitely have grown and learned a lot of techniques. I didn't go to school for makeup or anything like that. Just learning by watching other people do it, practicing on myself, and that's how I learned. This is where we're gonna end it here for the part 1 of the eyeshadow palettes collection. I have a lot more, and I have another drawer that has some, and then I have my other eyeshadows that are like the loose pigment and all of that I'll show you guys as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the video here just because I don't want the video to be super long. So we'll leave it at that, and then I will make another part going through my other palettes so you guys can see what else I have. So I will go ahead and keep filming it, but I'll make it a 2-parter so that you guys can watch the next video and see the other stuff that I have. So for now, I hope that you guys enjoyed part 1 of my eyeshadow palettes collection. I'll see you in my next one. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.